लाख लकीब जिंदा है, बाकी 2 मिलिटेंट मारे गए, रेनफोर्समेंट भेज दे।
No bloody militant, dead or alive, is worth my soldier's life.
A unique feature of the BSF using camels. We have the Assam Rifles marching contingent led by Major Moh.
Namaste. Friends, welcome to the Let's Talk Show. Let's Talk Show brings lot of value in your understanding, knowledge and overall wisdom. Friends, we bring industry experts, entrepreneurs and the people, those who have gone through really struggle time, and the lot of inspiration you can get from this show and the talk what these people are doing on Let's Talk Show. Friends, we have a very special guest in this episode, Major M.ALI SHAH. He is an Indian Army veteran, defense expert, actor and whatnot. He is sharing his journey, he is sharing lot of learning principles, he is sharing lot of courageous thing. Enjoy watching this Let's Talk Show and let us know what are your learnings in the comment section. Thank you so much and let's go for the podcast. Thank you so much, Major Ali, for joining for this podcast on Let's Talk Show. And this is the first podcast we are doing. Anyone who is so much close to the, what I should say, the service for the nation. Speaking on various platforms, on all the TV channels and everywhere on all the talks, especially when it comes to India as a country, the ownership of for the country, owning the country. Thank you so much for joining for Let's Talk Show.
Pankaj bhai, thank you so much for inviting me over to your channel, to your show. Very, very popular show, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you very much for remembering me.
Yeah, so Major, please share about your journey. How has been your journey, and what are the ups and downs you have seen through your journey? Yeah.
Pankaj bhai, my journey is of a small little boy who in his childhood could not speak at all. He would stammer, stutter, lisp, get stuck while speaking, and as a result, nobody wanted to be friends with that little boy. So one day, that little boy went up on stage. And what happened on stage when he went for the elocution competition? He forgot his lines on stage, and everybody made fun of him then, thereafter. That this boy who would stammer, stutter, lisp, who had a speech impediment, dared to think that one day I could go on stage and I could do well. How could he even think of such a thing? Disgrace on him. He let the entire house down. So it was very, very sad. But then I broke the shackles. I said, no, I'll work very hard on myself. And why does a child stammer? A child stammers not because he has a fat tongue or because he has a big teeth in his mouth. No. A child stammers because of a psychological reasons. He is not confident of himself. It happens to best of us. When we are not sure of what to speak, we will start doing we'll also stammer. So we are unsure of ourselves. So a child is stammering because he is basically unsure of himself. Now, instead of building his confidence, what we do is normally, unfortunately, we pin him down more. Eh? I can't understand what you say, yaar. Come on, out with it. So we tend to make fun of those people. No, we should not do that. We should give them support. Should not make them feel that they have something lacking, something missing. And when I overcame that, I worked very hard. When I say worked hard, it does not only mean physically working hard, like learning poems and reciting lines before a mirror. Working hard means doing a lot of self-introspection also. And seeing how can I improve on this.
Yeah.
So it has taken me a long time, a long journey. As I say, Rome wasn't built in a single day. So Over the years, then there came a time when I was invited to speak on TEDx, the first time ever in my life. And I was very surprised. Why is TEDx inviting me? And I ignored that email. When I got my email to speak on TEDx, I ignored that email. I said, it's some spam mail. वो आती नहीं है. Congratulations, $1 billion or billions of pounds in your account. कोई spam mail है, nothing. After 4 days, I realized at least let me be responsible as an officer and a gentleman and reply to that email. I replied to that email saying that, no, you have reached out to a wrong M.ALI Shah. I definitely am not the man you are looking out for. And they had my mobile number already with them. Within 2 minutes, I get a call. No, sir, please don't say that. You are the man we are looking for. And please come and give a TEDx talk and all. I was like, okay. Anyhow, they convinced me. And then in the first 18 minutes, Pankaj bhai, you know what happened? In the first 18 minutes, I ended up receiving 3 standing ovations during that one talk, which meant, not that I spoke well, which meant that something I spoke right, connected with the audience. And when that connected with the audience, of course, the final standing ovation was a thumping standing ovation. And thereafter, as they say, rest is history. After 1 week, I get one more TEDx talk invitation. 4 days later, one more TEDx invitation. 10 days later, one more TEDx invitation. And in the year 2019, ultimately, there was not, almost I would say, not a single TEDx event which happened in India where I was not invited to speak.
Amazing.
And so the take is, don't be good. You don't have to be excellent. You don't have to be outstanding. You've got to be exceptional. You've got to stand apart from the rest.
Yeah.
What differentiates you as a speaker to other 100 other speakers? आप भी वही दे रहे हैं, वो भी वही दे रहे हैं, तो आपको क्यों लें हम? You got to be exceptional. You got to stand out. So today my journey is that from the boy who couldn't speak to having given the highest TEDx talks in the world.
Yeah.
So if I could do it, everyone can do it. Can do anything, in fact. I'd like to recite a poem with your permission. If I can.
Yeah.
If you can keep your head. It's a poem by Rudyard Kipling, my favorite poem. Yeah. It's my Bible, my mantra for life, for success. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for the doubting too. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think, but not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same. Or bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. Watch the things you gave your life to. That's 2. And fill them up with 1 or 2. If you can make 1 heap of all your winnings and risk it on 1 turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and snoo to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, walk with kings nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distant France, yours is the earth. Everything that's in it is more. You will be a man, my son. This is a poem which held me in good stead. Every word, every phrase is a lot of importance. And if you want to win in life, it is, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but think you cannot, there's almost a kinch you want. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. For out in the world, we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. So later, the person who wins is the one who thinks he can. Right? And there's so much I can talk about that, as a motivational speaker today. And, I'm a motivational speaker today, Pankaj Bhai, because I have seen more failures, more struggles, more hardships, more humiliations, more downfalls than anyone who would be listening to me. Not because I'm smarter or more educated than anybody else, no. But because I've seen so many downfalls. And those struggles have made me act. Those struggles didn't let me pop down. They made me, they uplifted me. And because I've seen so much of tough times in life, I want to give back to society by ensuring जो मुश्किल वक्त मैंने देखा है, that others should not see that. Others should be helped by that, in fact. That's how I turned into a motivation speaker, and that explains my reason for so many TEDx talks there.
मैं आज के सामने खड़ा हूं आज इसलिए नहीं कि मैं आप लोगों से ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंट, समझदार, होशियार, टैलेंटेड या स्मार्ट हूं, ना, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। मैं आप लोगों के सामने आज खड़ा हूं क्योंकि मैंने जिंदगी में आप लोगों से ज्यादा गलतियां करी हैं और मैं उस गलतियों से सीखा हूं, समझा हूं, संभला हूं, गिरा हूं, मगर खड़ा हुआ हूं। हार नहीं मानी मैंने कभी भी।
Amazing, very inspiring, and you speak by your heart. Actually, you speak with emotions, right? And when it comes to speaking, words will come automatically when you are mixed with the emotions and the experiences what you have gone through. So very inspiring. Now you have been the veteran for the Army, Indian Army, and the voice of Indian Army to the world, especially all the TV channels and all. Share top three, the important lessons which you have learned in through our army.
First is the lesson of integrity. Integrity means what? Integrity is being honest to your own self when no one is watching you, when no one is supervising you, when no one is keeping a close watch on you. And you are answerable and accountable only to yourself. And to God, of course, and then the men you command, that's about it. So, like, for example, when I was in Nagaland, was posted over there in the Northeast, I was selected to lead the Assam Rifles marching contingent for the Republic Day on Rajpath, on Kartavya Path, that time Rajpath, 2008, saluting the President of India. It was a very, very prestigious election. So I came to Delhi and भैया जोश इतना कूद कूद के भरा हुआ था ना मेरे अंदर कि जब मैं लेग स्टैंपिंग पे मारता था ना, मैं इतना जोर से मारता था ना that my legs broke. I developed stress fractures in both my legs while stamping for my practices, for my rehearsals. Yes, and then I was written off medically. I was said that you cannot do the parade because one day I found excruciating pain in both my legs, and then the ambulance was called, the stretcher was called, and I was taken to the hospital, X-ray kiya paun ka, and the orthopedician said that you've got multiple stress fractures in both your legs. How did you manage that? Your legs are very, very badly damaged. So you can't stand straight, you can't walk. How can you even do the parade? So I'm writing you off. Pankaj bhai, what did I do? I took painkillers. I took heavy dose of painkillers and my mental will. That's about it. And I said, parade to main karunga. Dunya ki koi taakat nahi rok payegi mere ko. I will still do the parade. And I led the Assam Rifles marching contingent on Rajpath, now the Kartavya Path, on 26 January 2008, saluting the President of our country.
Rifles marching contingent led by Major Moh. Makes salute to the President.
And after covering the entire Rajpath, Kartavya Path stretch, you take a left turn and you march towards the Red Fort, towards Lal Killa. So it's about roughly about 15 kilometers march. It's a march. I could have sat down in the gypsy or in the ambulance or dropped out because now there was no audience, there were no spectators, there was no media, there was no cameras who were watching you. Only you were marching. I said no, but I will not give up. If I sit in the ambulance, the men behind me are watching me. And what respect will they have for their Saab? Their officer Saab, their Major Saab gave up? No, I will still do the parade. I marched till Red Fort. Leading the contingent, I had my engagement firmly planned that day. I was to get engaged on 26 January 2008. Well, I couldn't get engaged that day. That's a different. I was in a bad emergency. But anyhow, I got engaged later. Same girl, that's a different thing. And I marched. So that's integrity is one thing. Integrity, honesty, I cover it in this aspect. Then management, life skills, resourcefulness. There's so many things you learn. People often think that an army officer is only good for security. After the army, we'll put him on security job. No. An army officer is trained in hospitality, in marketing, in HR, in everything, in accounts, you name it. And if you join the para commandos, the special forces, which I was very keen to join, then you learn life skills like horse riding and polo, deep water diving, mountain climbing, rock climbing, hang gliding, adventure sports, water sports, parasailing, parajumping, paratrooping, you name it. कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आपको पैसे भी देगी और आपको कंप्यूटर भी सिखाएगी टेक्नोलॉजी मेक सेंस में टेक्नोलॉजी कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आपको पैसे भी देगी and they will train you how to eat properly, how to sit, how to talk, how to walk, how to dance, how to propose to a girl. So no organization will teach you all that. So a lot of things learning from the army, I have learned so much from the army. I mean, whatever I am today, it is because of my grounding, my foundation from the army. Not just as an army brat, as an army kid, because my father also was in the army, but as an army officer. There was an incident where, very interestingly, Pankaj Bhai, we haven't spoken about it I didn't speak about it for a long time. But recently, I was in an interview with my former commanding officer, and we spoke over the time when I was in the Northeast, and I was captured by the insurgents, by the undergrounds over there, along with 3 other officers, totally 4 officers and 1 other rank. 5 soldiers were captured by the insurgents. They made us kneel down and they cocked a weapon on our head. And just when they did that, there was an army doctor with us. He said, he whispered in my ears, Ali, I don't know what's going to happen next. They'll shoot us or not. We'll die or not. Before I go, I am very thankful to you for one thing. For bringing me over here. It's a life experience. I'd only seen in movies that वर्दी पहन के हथियार लेके घूमते हैं ऐसे, but I had seen, heard, read. First time I'm experiencing that. But then by evening we came out of that underground insurgent camp unharmed, without a scratch. When they had even made bye-bye noodles for us, Terry Chow Chow, and they made tea for us, and I must say the tea was fantastic. And we were let off. I speak the language. I speak the local language over there and the dialect. So they were very amused. And a long story to cut it short. And so there's a lot of learning. And the greatest learning was when I was ADC to the General Officer Commanding Spear Corps in Nagaland. Who incidentally was my father. My boss was my father at that time. He was a general officer. So I was reporting to my father. He was my boss. I would salute him. Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Jayan, sir. My mother was ma'am. I never went to the house. I kept it very, very professional. So being very professional in personal relationship also, I learned in the army. So there is so much. Today I am, so to say, a defense analyst on television channels because I've had army experience. So the same boy who would stammer, stutter, lisp, has given the highest TEDx talks in the world. He's invited by television channels, by national media every day to speak on television channels. This thing would have been unheard of or unbelievable many years ago. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So this is. I feel that all the parents must listen and understand and watch this podcast. How what Army can offer in the life of anyone. If somebody wanted to become good professional, good academician, good leader. In India, we don't have this. The compulsion that someone need to must join army before they go to do anything into their student life. However, NCC is there, but majority of the people they don't join. Right. So, what would you like to speak on this to the parents, especially, and other people when it comes to the discipline in the life through army?
See, I had tried for the National Defense Academy, the NDA exam, after my 12th. I had
Hmm.
failed in the entrance test. I could not get through NDA. But my passion to join the army, so my father was in the army. He was a general sergeant. He retired as the second highest ranking officer of the country, as the deputy chief of the army staff. A very, very towering personality. And his younger brother is a famous actor, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah. So I was inspired by my father, General Saab, and by my uncle, Nasir Saab. And I wanted to see best of both the worlds, which you can't do. I said, no, whether the will or the way. Jahan chaah hai, wahan raha hai. So I joined the short. I went to Pune first for my graduation because NDA,
Yeah.
my father's alma mater was in Pune, and my uncle, Nasir uncle's alma mater, Film and Television Institute of India, was also in Pune.
Yeah.
So I saw both the institutions from close, and I started modeling in Pune. I started acting in Pune in Marathi theatre, and with Dr. Sriram Lagu, with Dr. Mohan Agashe, I would help out in backstage.
Yeah.
Even though I did not speak Marathi, but I would handle backstage and learn about stagecraft. And I did a
Mhm.
small role in a film. It's there on YouTube by Mr. Said Mirza. A film with FTI I had done, the Film Institute, a short film, and a very small role, a passing by shot. I did that.
Hmm.
I'm talking about 98. I happened to win Mr. Pune Talent competition. And so basically, it was, and I failed in English, Pankaj bhai. I failed in English in college. I got 1 out of 100 in English. How much? 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
Don't they think I'm exaggerating or I'm just joking? But my mark sheet is there, and people don't believe me. They can check Pune University records of 1999. In my second year, I got 1 out of 100 in English. But then when I gave the re-examination, I got a distinction. And so I failed in my ND exam. I did my NCC also in college. Then I
Hmm.
tried for the Officers Training Academy. And I got through. People who would like to join the army, I would say there are different ways of joining the army. Like you can join after 12th, you can join the NDA after graduation, you can give the CBS, you can go to OTA or IMA. So, and even if you have crossed the age of 25 and now you cannot join OTA, you can still
Hmm.
join the territorial army, where you can join up till the age of 42. People are not really aware of it. So I think the best in countries like Israel, Singapore, Korea, there's a tour of duty you have to do. In US
Hmm.
Army also there's a tour of duty, which means you have to give in a few years to the army. So similarly, I think it makes a man out of you. The saying over there, no, we
Yeah.
make men out of boys. It's very true. When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Yeah, amazing. So, Major, so much of learning, from you. What is that? You are on a various news channel and you see how the things are changing. What would you like to say on the changes in the Indian leadership now, as compared to the safety of the nation and like?
Well, what आप जिस रंग के चश्मे पहनेंगे आपको दुनिया वैसी दिखेगी. If I wear red color goggles, I'll see the world as red. If I wear blue goggles, I'll see the world as blue. If I wear green color goggles, I'll see the world as green. If I wear black goggles, I'll see the world as black.
Hmm.
If I wear transparent goggles, I'll see the world the way it is. So, if you ask me, change of leadership, well, I'm not a change of leadership. We've had this leadership for the last, 9 years. The BP government has been in power and it's perfectly fine. I see nothing wrong with it. A lot of people in the want to politicize it, they oppose it and such things. If you're opposing it because you have valid reason, I have no problem with opposing
Hmm.
anything. Congress government was in power, if one will oppose it for valid reasons, I have no problem. It's your right to question. There's democracy, the right of freedom of expression. Under Article 19(1), there is freedom of expression in the Constitution of India. And Article 19(1)(a) also talks of reasonable restriction, which means there is freedom of expression, yes, but at the same time, there is reasonable restriction. Now, what is that reasonable restriction? The reasonable restriction is I can express myself as long as I do not hurt the sentiments and emotions and the beliefs of my other fellow countrymen. That's reasonable restriction. So I can express, but be intelligent in expressing, be clever in expressing. Express in a way that people don't feel hurt. Right? So I would say it's perfectly fine. I think there's nothing wrong at all. A lot of people oppose it. Some people, not wrong with some people, and some people are for it. So I feel moderation is always good. You got to be moderate. You can't take extreme steps of extremism of any sorts. Is wrong. So if you are moderate, if you are balanced, if you are mature, if you are right thinking, we will only go towards progress. And India is going towards progress. We have already started taking baby steps in Atmanirbhar Bharat, taking our own defense equipment in the country. There was a time when India was in awe of countries like America, Israel, Russia, and we were dependent on them to send us defense equipment. But today, we would import defense equipment from them. But today, India is importing defense equipment to countries like Philippines and to other countries as well. So we are on the right path, I would say. We're doing well.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to be an Indian. You all should be proud to be an Indian.
Almost proud to be an Indian. The kind of the environment, the kind of thing which we are we are blessed to be an Indian. Looking into we don't realize until or otherwise we don't move to some other places and the location and see the people how China there the things are happening. So always feel that I'm in the place which is much better as compared to any other country. And next question. Now this is moving to the your favorite the topic of discussion. How do you see the relationship in the future, especially with our neighbor Pakistan? Whether we will be going towards more friendly, we will be moving towards having more kind of the tough time in the future, because we have experienced many things, many setbacks. India has always extended the hand to join hands with them, trying to help them in many ways. But many times we have seen that the backfire is happening, and which is some very brutal fact which we cannot ignore and avoid. How do you see the future with especially with the neighbor country Pakistan?
See, first of all, I have been a soldier and I have been in the line of control. I have discharged my duties at the line of control, which was 30 meters away from the Pakistani post. 30 meters. Like I was manning the last post of India, and the Pakistani post was eyeball to eyeball, 30 meters away. You throw a stone, and here was our flag, there was Pakistani flag, and each may border. And I have seen enough of bloodshed. I have seen my comrades, my brother comrades, dying before my eyes. And the most difficult job that I did while I was serving in the army was not facing bullets or facing the enemy or living on the border. The most difficult thing that I did in the army was I had to call someone's house and see and inform them that your son, your brother, your father, your friend is no more in this world. They've been martyred. वो वीर गति को प्राप्त हो गए हैं. Very difficult. So a person who has seen that, it's very difficult for him. Now, because I've seen that, I'm a very big advocate of peace. Because I've seen a lot of bullets flying, and a lot of bullets have missed my ears and missed me as well. I'm a very big advocate of peace. But now, having said that being a big advocate of peace, let me tell you one thing about Pakistan. My observation from close on the border and on news, it is a rogue nation actually. Whoever from Pakistan is watching it, I'm sure they will also accept it. It's a rogue nation. Rogue in English and in Hindi both. अब कौन से मुल्क में आप बताइए मेरे को एक पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री को गले से पकड़ के घसीट के ले जाते हैं कोर्ट से, रेंजर्स, बॉर्डर गार्ड्स, कोई नहीं करता. Which military does that? Which police force does that? No one does it. So it's a rogue nation. They have assassinated their previous head of countries right from 1951. See, 1947, two nations started their journey at the same time. I will not say they were born at the same time. I will say they started their journey at the same time.
Yeah.
But India already existed, right? Now, the first head of state of Pakistan, the first president of Pakistan, rather the first prime minister of Pakistan, Liaquat Ali Khan, in 1951, he was assassinated. Faiz Ahmad Faiz, a very famous, renowned revolutionary poet from Pakistan, who was in exile and he went off to Yugoslavia. He was jailed as well. And he wrote several poems like Bol. He wrote Aaj Badar Mein and Hum Dekhenge, and he wrote Mujhse Pehli Si Mohabbat Mere Mehboob Na Mang. He wrote several such poems like Bol. The words are very, I'll come to that. He says, Bol ke lab azad hai tere, bol zaba ab tak teri hai. Tera sutwa jus main tera, bol ke jaan ab tak teri hai. देख के अंगार की दुकान में टुंड है शोले सुर्ख है आन, खुलने लगे कुफरों के दहाने, फैला हर एक हसीर का दामन. बोल ही थोड़ा वक्त बहुत है जिस्म जहां की मौत से पहले, बोल के साथ जिंदा है अब तक, बोल जो कुछ कहना है कह दे. He wrote मुझसे पहली सी मोहब्बत मेरे महबूब नामा, which has been adapted and translated and into Indian Bollywood movies as a romantic ghazal, which wasn't romantic. I'm sure it wasn't romantic when he wrote it. He meant it for something else. He wrote, मैंने समझा था कि तू है तो दरख्शां है हयात, तेरा गम है तो गम दहर का झगड़ा क्या है, तेरी सूरत से है आलम में बहारों को सबात, तेरी आंखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है, तू जो मिल जाए तो तकदीर निगू हो जाए, यूं ना था मैंने फकत चाहा था यूं हो जाए, और भी दुख है जमाने में मोहब्बत के सिवा, राहतें और भी हैं वसल की राहत के सिवा. अनगिनत सदियों की तारीख वही माना तलिस्म रेश मोह अतलफों कम ख्वाब में बुनाए हुए, जा बजा बिकते हुए कूचो बाजार में जिस्म, खाक में लिथड़े हुए खून में नहलाए हुए, पीप बहती हुई कलते हुए नसूरों से, जिस निकलते हुए अमराज के तरुणों से लौट जाती है उधर को भी नजर क्या कीजिए, अब भी दिलकश है तेरा हुस्न मगर क्या कीजिए, और भी दुख है जमाने में मोहब्बत के सिवा, आते और भी है वस्ल की राहत के सिवा, मुझसे पहली सी मोहब्बत मेरे महबूब. So Faiz Ahmad Faiz had to leave the country. He was a lieutenant colonel in the British Indian Army. Lieutenant Colonel Faiz Ahmad, I would say. So the partition happened, 1951. This happened, and now, interestingly, in 1952, Pakistan had joined the IMF, Indian Monetary Fund, because of the nature of imports and exports. The economy was down. हम लोग अक्सर एक कार घर इंश्योर कर देते हैं ना, insurance as a security. Similarly, they thought if the economy is not doing well, let them join the IMF, International Monetary Fund. They'll bail them out, they'll help them out. And they repeatedly asked them for loans, repeatedly. And first loan was asked for 25 lakhs, and then $25 million. Like, it went on. Today, Pakistan has defaulted so many loans, and the IMF is not willing to give them loans. And they're twisting their arm. They've laid several conditions before them. So as I said, my favorite topic, because I read a lot about geopolitics, about world affairs, about current affairs, and see, like the drama unfolded in Pakistan. Imran Khan, when he had lost the no confidence motion last year, he would not resign, he said. Ultimately, he was ousted from power. And it is said that General Bajwa, he came in a helicopter to his house, he went and slapped him and all. And there's a whole lot of story. And then General Faiz Hamid, he had also gone to Afghanistan when the Taliban regime came to power in Afghanistan on 15th August 2021. And they overthrew the Afghan government. And the military had just given up and gone away, run away from there. Unfortunately, because we also trained the Afghan military. So they had trained in the Indian Military Academy as well, many of them. Now the very fact is, it is a rogue nation, and हमारे रिश्ते जो हैं पाकिस्तान से हमने खूब कोशिश करी है, ऐसी बात नहीं है. Our Prime Minister has gone to Pakistan. He's met Nawaz Sharif as well. He went to an event at his daughter's wedding. हमने प्यार से बात कर ली उनसे, डंडे से बात कर ली उनसे, गुस्से से बात कर ली उनसे, गुस्से गुड़गुड़ा के बात कर ली उनसे, उन्हें घर में घुस के मारा, सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक कर ली, एयर स्ट्राइक कर ली, सब कुछ कर लिया. And I am a advocate of peace. I'm still saying that, and I really am. I genuinely am. I do not promote violence or jingoism anywhere. But the very fact is, the rogue nation वो कभी सुधरेगा नहीं. They will remain incorrigible. They look at the way the minorities in Pakistan are being treated. I can vouch with conviction and say for a fact that the best country for minorities is India. You look what's happening in the minorities in China, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, in Iran. So it's a bad state of affairs. India, whatever all said and done, people might crib and complain and whatever. The very fact is the rights of every individual. Rules are rules for everyone. Rules are rules for everyone. They all should have the same rules. So India, and me being from the minority community, I can say that, I have not really personally felt anything discriminated. Pankaj bhai, you are my friend and I'm a Muslim. You don't feel that we are from a different community or हम दोस्त हैं भाई, हम इंसान हैं, हम individual हैं. That's the way. So
पता ही नहीं चलता. मुझे पता ही नहीं चलता. Even I remember when I was in the school or college, हम लोग तो मतलब कोई ये थॉट ही नहीं था मन में. Even we never realized कि यार ये अलग से कहीं और से रिलीजन भी अलग है, ये भी नहीं पता था. साथ में खाते थे, साथ में उठते थे, बैठते थे, घर में आना जाना था, मस्ती करते थे, झगड़ा भी करते थे, प्यार भी उतना ही करते थे. We never even ये थॉट ही नहीं था. I feel that this is something which over a period of time people have realized कि अरे यार ये religion दूसरा है, हमारा religion दूसरा है. Then they said कि अच्छा उसमें फिर और क्या है. Then they go and do the deep dive and then so many things popped up. What you said is absolutely right.
Yes. So in Pakistan, got a very backward society. There, one Sikh gentleman joins the army, front page news. A Sikh joins the army in Pakistan. The first Sikh soldier in Pakistan. What the hell?
Yeah.
So it's actually a rogue nation. The very fact is, the military rules Pakistan. It's Rawalpindi. It's not Islamabad, not the politician. And they assassinated Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, their president of Pakistan, who General Ayub Khan had got him into power. The Pakistan military had got him into power. Later on, the Pakistani military only executed him through a high court order. So फांसी लगी थी उनको. Look at Nawaz Sharif का example लेते हैं. Nawaz Sharif, Shehbaz Sharif's brother, the current Prime Minister of Pakistan's brother. In 1983, he was also the Finance Minister of the Punjab province of Pakistan. He was brought in by General Zia-ul Haq. Now in 1988, General Zia-ul Haq was killed in an air crash. The air crash bole, assassination bole, whatever, when he was flying with an American delegation, the case of the exploding mangoes. So what they had done is they had loaded the cargo with mangoes and they had hid explosives inside the mango crates.
Oh.
And the aircraft exploded in midair. You look at Benazir Bhutto. She also was assassinated. And General Musharraf was a Mujahir. He was 4 years old. He had migrated from India to Pakistan during the partition. And General Musharraf was held responsible for the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. You look at Benazir Bhutto's son.
Yeah.
He is known as what? The Pappu of Pakistan. And Bilawal Bhutto Zardari.
Bilawal, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most ill-behaved, I would say, most ill-mannered. एक तरीका होता है एक डिप्लोमेसी करके बात करने का.
Yeah.
So I was very hopeful that I hope things improve. See, I was never a rabid hater of Pakistan. I don't hate anyone personally, but the belief that we can ever become friends again, the belief that it is a bit beyond my comprehension now. It's I don't think hota to kab tak ho jata. Ye actually lack the political will from both the sides.
Yeah.
Now, the very fact is, they have Pakistan occupied Kashmir illegally. We can get it back. Our Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, has always said we can reclaim it back. Our General Dwivedi over there, in fact, he has said we are waiting for the orders. We can reclaim it back. And the people in Pakistan occupied Kashmir are protesting against Pakistan to join India. It's inhuman, the kind of treatment. They get water from the sewage. It's inhuman. No energy, no power, no water, कोई बिजली पानी नहीं. जिस तरीके का सलूक वहां पे होता है, बहुत बुरे हाल हैं. बहुत बुरे हाल हैं. So it is not that people want to do jingoism, they want to badmouth Pakistan. No, nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
वो नेगेटिविटी क्यों अपने असर ले भाई, हमको वो अपना काम जाने भाई. जब फ्लड्स हुए थे पिछले साल पाकिस्तान में, thousands of people had died. Our prime minister had only tweeted, the Indian prime minister had only tweeted as a condolence, as a human gesture.
Yeah.
Shahbaz Sharif for the first one to jump up and say, no, we don't want any support from India. We will not accept any support from India. And उनको देख कौन रहा है? We didn't offer any support. India has always been human. Be it Sri Lanka crisis, we gave $2.8 billion aid to them in February last year before the crisis came in. Before the Rajapaksa brothers की जो भागे Sri Lanka से उससे. When there was crisis in the Gulf War in 91, I think it happened. India sent aircraft there to evacuate people, not just Indian citizens, but foreign nationals as well. When the Afghan crisis happened, Taliban came over there. India sent their own aircraft. They evacuated even foreigners from Afghanistan. When Ukraine crisis happened, Operation Ganga चलाया हमने. जंग कभी रुकता नहीं है भाई किसी के लिए भी. Russia, Ukraine had a ceasefire. They gave a humanitarian corridor for people to leave Ukraine. Pakistanis were at that time, to save themselves, were flying the Indian flag on their buses. As a कवच कि अगर भारत हिंदुस्तान का झंडा लहराओगे तो आप महफूज रहोगे. When the Turkey Syria earthquake took place, India was one of the first to react straight away. We sent NDRF, National Disaster Management Force, and the Indian Army. The doctors went. They helped out people over there. So India has always been ready for any humanitarian aid. So the Pakistan does not want to become friends with us. उनको ना रोटियां सेकनी है अपने तवे पे कि उनको दोस्ती नहीं करनी हिंदुस्तान से. क्यों? अगर उन्होंने दोस्ती कर ली तो वो एक पॉलिटिकल मुद्दा नहीं रह जाएगा ना. समझा करिए. अगर उन्हें, हम तो दोस्ती का हाथ उनके पास हमने बढ़ाया कई बार. तो उन्होंने पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर के लोगों को ऐसे दबोचे रखा हुआ है. लगता नहीं कि I feel very sorry to say this. I wish we could become friends with. I wish there was no enmity with anyone for that matter. But मुझे लगता नहीं. I don't think it can ever be possible. And we have often spoken about it that कि अगर हमारी best in the world cricket team होती, अगर हम दोस्त होते तो हम ये पावर होते, हमारे पास ये न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट होते, ये होता वो होता. बट मुश्किल है, बहुत मुश्किल. तो इंडिया पाकिस्तान or relationship or whatever, I would say I was there at the border in 2003. And 2003 में ceasefire नहीं हुआ था. So I have seen my brother comrades dying in my own arms. We all fought shoulder to shoulder, and all because of Pakistan fire. I have seen it happen. But we hold no grudges. We are large-hearted people. हम भूल जाते हैं. हम भूलते नहीं हैं. हम किसी को छेड़ेंगे नहीं. पहली बात तो ये है. किसी ने हमको अगर हमें छेड़ा तो उसे हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं. I would say that, and that's my message to them.
Amazing. So many lessons. See, the journey begins together, the way we got independence and the Pakistan. But now the huge difference, the way you said that, the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I feel that ये जो एक रास्ता जो ले लिया, जो उन्होंने इख्तियार किया है, the path what they have taken, which made them, much more ridiculous. See the situation over there, the population, people, those who are surviving over there. I think the entire leadership is more of opportunistic kind of thing. Keep on blaming, keep on doing. Where the loss of your citizens, there is no education, there is no technology as compared to India is, exporting talent to the world. Now, do you see the top, the multinationals where you find the Indians are leading as the CEO of those companies? Now, this is what, the difference and the big difference. Now, if they don't realize this, I think the difference is going to be much more deeper. Right. And I don't know whether there is something wrong with the leadership, because generation by generation, as you mentioned, that from after the independence, one after so many assassinations happens in the entire country. So God only can, Bhagwan or Allah unki raksha kare, ye bol sakte hain. Otherwise, things are not in the good shape over there. Now coming to the next important thing, 3 recommendations what you would like to share with your experience from army for the self-development.
Oh, more than 3. I would love to share a lot of recommendations. One is NCC should be made compulsory.
Yeah.
Yes, because why is Israel doing so well? So Israel has got compulsory military service in them. The military service really helps. Tour of duty, it helps.
Yeah.
So, secondly, Indians, by say, we have very good technical knowledge, technical know-how. But the
Yeah.
reality, don't mind. I hope my friends don't mind. I hope people don't mind. We lack in soft skills, in communication skills. Now, because we lack in those soft skills, communication skills, we might have very good technical knowledge. तो
Yeah.
हमको वो मौका कई बार नहीं मिल पाता है. So we have to improve our soft skills, not just our technical knowledge, but also our soft skills at the same time. Then leadership skills. Leadership is what? Leadership is leading your men, caring for your team more than their mothers ever cared for them. In the army, I was taught a lesson. Know your men better than their own mothers and care for them even more. A very difficult job to do. If you can do that, I was told then you're a leader. Otherwise, you just have your ranks and the men will listen to you, your command because of your rank. Can't command the respect, you have to earn the respect. You have to earn the respect. So there are so many things. हम तरक्की के रास्ते पे कब आएंगे जब हमें यूनिटी होगी. भाई सिंपल सी बात है. In our country, I would like to give a message to everyone. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, आपस में हम सब भाई भाई. We have to remain united. If we are not united, some other external agency from outside will come and take advantage of that. The fact we should not be divided. I feel very sorry to see what's happening in Manipur. Manipur is a place where I have my happiest memories from. I started my schooling from the Northeast. I grew up in Northeast quite a lot. I was posted in the Northeast. I've served there. I've patrolled the area. जहाँ पे पंकज भाई जहाँ पे पगडंडी भी नहीं होती है चलने के लिए, अपनी कुकरी पे धार से हमने खाक छानी. वहां पे हमने रास्ते काट काट के बनाए हैं और उस पे हमने पेट्रोलिंग करी है जंगलों में. वो लीची चिपक जाती थी हमारे ऊपर और हम उस पे नमक डाल डाल के हमने वो खून दिया है अपना. जिप्सी में पेट्रोलिंग करी है, ट्रक में पेट्रोलिंग करी है, हेलीकॉप्टर के ऊपर से हमने सॉर्टीज करी है, लेक लोकतक. Beautiful place, you know. The Maite community, I have a lot of friends from Maite community, a lot of friends who are from the Kuki tribe, from the Naga tribe, who are Tankuls, who are Maites, who are Baites, who are Paites, who are Pangals. And you talk about Nagaland, I have a lot of friends from the other tribes from Nagaland as well. Who Ao, Angami, Chang, Taklang, Simma, Lothar, Regma. There's so many friends I have. So this thing about this whole problem of ethnicity clash and all. 97, I was there in Manipur. I was present there, and there was a very big clash between the Thadao-speaking Kuki and the Kuki Zomi tribe, because the Thadao-speaking Kukis were driven out from north of Manipur and they went towards Rajanpur, which has a border linking towards Mizoram. So silos are also Kukis from Mizoram. They were finally in 1998. The Mizos had to step in for a three-peace accord, and the next day they sacrificed a bull. And both the communities invited each other and they became friends. The Nagar and Kukis used to be very bitter at one time. They became friends. So I think this diverse thing, चाहे कोई भी हो, see, मैं एक बड़ा सिंपल है. एक घर में एक छोटे भाई को आना चाहिए एक बड़े भाई से कैसे बिहेव करना है, एक बड़े भाई को आना चाहिए छोटे भाई से कैसे बिहेव करना है. To give respect, to get respect. And,
very nice.
And you know, the minority community should also know how to conduct themselves with the majority community, and similarly, the majority community should know how to conduct themselves with the minority community. भाई मैं मुसलमान हूं, जब तक मैं दूसरे धर्म की इज्जत नहीं करूंगा, दूसरे धर्म भी मेरे धर्म की इज्जत नहीं करेंगे. सिंपल सी बात है. So, you know, Pankaj bhai, I am a very proud Muslim at the same time. I know Karni Mata Aarti, I know Durga Mata Aarti by heart. भजम्बे भगवती दुर्गा महारानी सेवक काश दारो धवजा बंधनियानी बिकानेर दई बिकाने सेवक जान मात से काने तुलसी राम भजो भगवाना सबके मन में मैया तू ही अगवानी माँ तू ही अगवानी आजा मोरे कंठ अम्बे भजो है भवानी. And then I know the Durga Mata Aarti as well.
Very nice.
So, in fact, हमारे वी आर वेरी सेक्युलर पीपल. हमको सिखाया गया है कि सारे धर्मों को इज्जत करो. मैंने
Yeah.
श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी पढ़ी है. मैं सरदार बन के रहा हूँ गोल्डन टेम्पल में.
Oh, very
मैं
nice.
literally मैं चेन स्मोकर था. I don't know for a role that I was doing as a different thing. I was preparing to become a Sardar. सरदार जसजीत सिंह, जॉइंट डायरेक्टर CBI. वो तिग्मांशु धूलिया की फिल्म है. विशाल भारद्वाज की फिल्म में मैंने हैदर में एक्टिंग की थी. फिर 11 में एक्टिंग करी. तिग्मांशु धूलिया की 2 फिल्में करी. कबीर खान की फिल्म भी करी मैंने, बजरंगी भाईजान में सलमान खान. एंड कई सारी फिल्में भी करी. उनको नेशनल अवार्ड भी मिले. यूट्यूब चैनल है मेरा एक, उस पे है, उसपे सीन है. गूगल पे है. अबाउट माई जर्नी IMDb पे है.
Yeah.
So the fact is now the second message is stay united. Respect one another. We are ones. Like in the army, there's no religion in the army. There's a square where on one square there is a temple, there's a mosque, there's a gurdwara and a church. They all coexist at the same time, same place.
Yeah.
So in the army, there's only one religion, which is the Indian Army. The nation comes first, always and every time. And we take an oath which says the safety, honor, welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command comes next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always and every time. So, the nation first, always and every time.
Very nice.
That's one message I would like to give.
Wonderful. So बड़े goosebumps आते हैं जब आपसे बात करते हैं, because you speak with, and the amazing part that how you recite, all the poems, ghazals, and all these things. That's the very differentiating things. And ये एक important personal सा question था. How you keep yourself so charming and so young?
See, the secret is remain happy. If you are happy from inside, the glow will radiate. The radiance will glow out as well. Keep smiling. Stay positive. Surround yourself with positive people. Avoid negative energy. कोई भी हो, आपको अगर नेगेटिव एनर्जी कहीं से मिल रही है, आप उसको ऑब्जॉर्व मत करिए. आप अवॉइड करिए नेगेटिव एनर्जी को. Just stay away from negative people. Yeah, simple. Irrespective of whoever it is. Keep your environment very positive, very healthy. And there are 2 things I would advocate. Just this morning, I was speaking to on WhatsApp chat early morning at 5 a.m. Harish Therwani is my we trained together, my senior as well, and a very respected friend of mine. So Harish was like, "You woke up so early, Shah." I was like, "Yeah, I woke up very early because there are 2 habits I've had from my childhood, from my boarding school days. One is the habit of reading. Read a lot. मैं किताबें बहुत पढ़ता हूँ. And not Google reading, not internet reading. Hardbound. The smell of paper. का नशा अलग है. It keeps you well informed. It keeps your mind exercised. It gives you content to speak. Like you said, the way I recite poems. क्योंकि मैं पढ़ता बहुत हूँ. चाहे literature हो, चाहे fiction हो, चाहे history हो, चाहे कुछ भी हो. One should keep yourself informed. चाहे current affairs हो, keep yourself informed. Read and wake up early in life. Wake up early every day. भाई मैं रोज सुबह को मैं अलार्म लगाऊं या ना लगाऊं, मेरी आंख खुलती है 5 बजे. Without alarm. Get up, do exercise. Yoga doesn't cost money. You don't have to join a gym and give membership. Do something, do an exercise, do freehand, do push-ups, pull-ups, go for a run, go for a walk. Take care of your diet. So if you read, you wake up early, you are disciplined, you have self-control, on the mind, and never give up. Like, and we are what are we, Pankaj bhai? We are nothing but a mere reflection of our thoughts. हम अपने बारे में जो सोचते हैं ना, हम वही हैं. दुनिया हमको वो देखेगी, उस नजरों से देखेगी जो हम जिस नजरों से हम अपने आप को देखते हैं. There is a photograph of a cat looking into a mirror, and what does the cat see? The cat sees a lion, larger than life.
Lion.
अगर हम सोचेंगे, करेंगे हम बिल्ली हैं, हम चूहा है, तो हम वैसे ही हैं. वो बुरे नहीं है, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा बुरे हैं, वो भी बुरे नहीं है, हम वैसे हैं जैसे हम सोचते हैं अपने आप को. एक जंगल में मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछता हूँ पंकज भाई, फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट, जल्दी जवाब देना है, या जो हमें देख रहे हैं वो लोग कमेंट करें फटाफट. एक जंगल है, जंगल में सबसे तेज जानवर कौन सा है? चीता. The largest animal is an elephant. The tallest animal is a giraffe. The sharpest, the
Yeah.
most clever, the sly animal is the fox. The most beautiful
Fox.
animal is perhaps somebody will say peacock though it's a bird. Somebody will say a deer. Somebody will say a tiger. Somebody will say something, right? But now one animal which does not feature in the category of the fastest, neither the tallest, neither the largest, nor the most clever, nor the most good-looking, perhaps, because beauty is skin deep and beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. But yet this animal is the king of the jungle. Why? It's a lion I'm talking about. Why? Because it has the right nature, right attitude, right mentality. It feels like a king. It rules. It's fearless. It doesn't fear anybody. It feels the king. So it's the king.
Yeah.
So you have to feel yourself and see yourself that way. For others to see you the way you want others to see you. Pankaj bhai.
Very nice. I feel, Major, with you, we should discuss, one podcast for only for leaders, for leadership, one only on the for the motivation. One is your career into the films and movies. Another one is you are fond of reading, so much of shairis and learning from them. And another one is your favorite, the defense and the contribution of, all this army and air force and navy into the life of anyone. And it was really an amazing, conversation with you. I always love to be with you, and I would think, that many people, and as much as people can, learn from the podcast like this, which really create a real sheer values from the lifelong experiences what you shared. So we would love to connect with you again on some another topic. I feel that the topic will be completely different, right? The generation from where you come from, the army background, and the respected, Nasir Sahab, who do not know in the industry, the film industry, he is an icon when it comes to his acting and the way he uses the Urdu alfaz, the pronunciation of, Urdu, which is, the toughest one. I think he falls under the category of very elite people, those who know how to use the language properly. Yeah, when it comes to the most prominent language, Urdu. So we will definitely catch up with you again in some next podcast. Thank you so much for creating a lot of value for this list structure. Jai Hind.
Writing me, Pankaj bhai. Honor
Yeah.
speaking. Thank you.